Had you guys thought about buying a house in Riverstone, but you're just not quite sure if it's the perfect place for you and the family? Well, if that person is you, then this is a video that you're not going to want to miss, because today we're going to be doing a deep dive into this community. We're going to be showing you guys all the amenities, all the obvious stuff that everybody talks about. What's more important than that, though, is all the things that we learned as being homeowners out here for almost 2 years. We're going to tell you guys everything that we love about it, everything we hate about it, everything that we wish we would have known before moving here, and some stuff that we love that we learned along the way. So if that all sounds good to you, stick around till the end. Let's dive in and have a look. All right, so before we go into this lodge right here and tour it, I want to kind of break down really quick, like in 20 seconds, what the framework is for this video today. So we're first going to be talking about the lodge, all the amenities here at this specific location. I'm going to show you guys where the second lodge is going to be built. We're going to hop in the truck right back there, and you guys are going with me. We're going to see both schools. We're going to see the dog park. We're going to see, like I said, where the second lodge is going to be built. We're going to see where this community started. We're going to see Riverwalk. We're going to see all of the new construction homes that are coming up and everything in between. All right, so if that sounds like something for you, then stick with us, guys, till the end, because after that, guys, we're actually going to be talking about where we're at today on the map, kind of what's around here, and then we're going to go into personal things that, you know, we wish we would have known, that we found out, stuff like that. So I think it's going to be helpful for you guys in clarifying the decision whether or not this is the community that you guys want to live. So let's dive in, guys. All right, guys, so here it is. Really, really pretty out here. These sidewalks are super wide. As you can tell, they're putting in some new stones, new pavers or something here. They maintain this community, guys, like nobody's business. It is always top-notch out here. Really, really nice. So check out the water feature. Really, really pretty place. I'm gonna take a quick run through here. All right, guys, now let me kind of show you guys the grounds out here. I haven't said too much the last couple of minutes because for some reason they don't love it when we film inside, I don't think, but I also just wanted to show you guys a quick, brief rundown of what it actually looks like. You know, we've got lots of these little lounge areas and stuff like this, which is very, very nice. It's really cool. We've got some fire pits here. You're welcome to come out here whenever you want and utilize these amenities. It's super nice. In fact, you could even reserve this stuff if you guys wanted to have a party here or something. I mean, it's really, really cool. Check it out, guys. So we've got a really cool water feature right here. You can reserve this if you wanted to do something around the water feature. Really, really very nice, guys. Lots of relaxing amenities out here. You can do a party here. You can use these barbecues here. So there's actually a lot offered here. Really nice. Lots of tables and chairs with umbrellas, but look how well maintained these grounds are. Out here is where they do some of the outdoor community events. You know, I think they do like an Easter bunny, and at Christmas time they have Santa's reindeer and sleigh out here, and I think pictures with Santa and, you know, all of that. And then this is kind of cool too. Right over here, guys, we actually have a really nice community garden. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I live here. I really don't know how this works. I should probably find out and tell you guys, which I can certainly do. But like, look at all of these little fruits and, you know, vegetables they're growing here. It's really cool. But it says, please do not pull out entire plant, only pick from plant. So, I mean, if you need like herbs and stuff, you can come up here and I guess you can help yourself. I don't really think you need permission. There's cilantro being grown here. I mean, it's really cool though. It's just like a very cool place, you know? Irrigation, they got serrano peppers here. Look at me rolling my R's. We've got tomato plants here. I think they want us to make salsa. Based on what they're growing, I'm thinking salsa, guys. I don't know, but that's what I think, right? And then you can certainly reserve this outdoor space right over here. If you wanted to do a little brunch or a gathering, you can certainly reserve this outdoor area here. This is the Olive Garden. So it's really, really, really peaceful out here. So here at the lodge, we also have the pool complex, which we're gonna go check out right now. All right, let me show it to you and see if you guys are excited about it. This is top notch, guys. Definitely resort style pool. It's not like an infinity pool or anything, but the water comes right up to the very top here and it kind of drains between the cement, so it's pretty cool. So check it out. It's really nice. It's really, really pretty. There are facilities here if you guys need to use the restroom or anything while you're out here. Now this shows you these cabanas here are reservable, if that's a word. You can reserve this, reservation only. So same day reservations, if you want to hang out here, you can certainly do it. You can do a party here. But it's really nice to be able to come up here, hang out in the shade, lounge by the pool. If you want to do it, you can. Now, we also have a jacuzzi here. All right, I believe you have to have reservations for this. It is open year round. I think if there's nobody using it, you can use it. Otherwise, if you want to be guaranteed a spot, you can reserve it. So it's really, really cool though, guys. Growing up as a kid, like I never have seen anything like this. I mean, this is like nothing I've ever seen before. I mean, there's a couple similar communities as this one in the area that we can talk about that have similar amenities, but in large, like this is something that is just really awesome. If you got little ones, I couldn't imagine being a kid here, living here, growing up here. So really, really cool. So when somebody refers to the lodge, this is what they are actually referring to. This complex here for swimming and the fitness center you guys saw, the banquet area. And you can actually rent bikes and kayaks as well. I don't know that people do it very often, but if it's appealing to you and you want to do it, you can. I'll show you real quick on our way out what that looks like. All right guys, you can kind of see right inside here we've got bike rentals and things like that. If you want to do it, you can. This whole area is accessible with your little key fob right there. So that's the lodge, guys. I mean, it is really, really cool. We have Riverstone's little library as well that I forgot to mention. I will give you a first-hand look at that, right? So kind of a little book exchange. It just goes to show the sense of community that can be gained by moving out here. And if you're into that whole thing, then you will love it here, right? There are a ton of, by the way, there are a ton of community events out here. They have like casino night. That's always a big one. I think they do like bingo night. They have, I think, wine tasting. They have a lot of kid activities, events. My wife did I think it was like Pilates and vision board night near the start of the year. So there's a lot of community out here, guys. And if that's kind of the scene that you're looking for, this is absolutely a place that you should consider moving, because you will absolutely love it here. All right. So, yeah, that's kind of the lodge. There's the lodge for you. You've seen it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to drive back up kind of to the main entrance area. I'm going to show you guys, do a quick run through Riverwalk and then through the community. And as we go, we'll talk. And then like I talked about later in the video, we're going to talk about reasons we chose to move here, things I wish I would have known before we moved here. Of course, we are going to touch on the map today, but for now, we're going to tour the community real quick. We are going to see all the amenities, guys. There's so much offered out here. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So it has come to our attention, which sounds obvious actually, but it's not always super obvious, that when buying a new home, you're not just buying a house, you're actually buying a lifestyle. And I know that sounds very cliche, but there's actually a lot of truth to that. You're buying a community, you're buying a day-to-day routine, like you are buying a lot more than just, you know, a 2,000 square foot house, for example, right? So that's why we like to do not only home tours, which we do every single Saturday at 8 a.m. We have videos go up live on the channel, but we want you guys to see what this place actually looks like out here, because the house might be great, you might hate the area, or you might love the area and say, you know what, the house ain't so bad. You know, it really just depends on what your goal is and what you're trying to accomplish and what you ultimately value the most, you know? So this right here, we're kind of exiting the community. We are on Riverwalk Boulevard and Market Avenue. Right across the street here up that way is Riverwalk, which is the little shopping strip that we're gonna check out right now. So they are doing a bunch of work out here. All of the big caterpillars and tractors. It looks like a gigantic sandbox out here for somebody. I actually think it'd be super fun to drive one of these things that you can see right here. All right, so as you can see, this strip right here is like right across from the community. I mean, it's basically part of the community, but it's kind of right at the very corner of Avenue 12 and Highway 41, right up here at the light. Sorry about the wind, guys. It's a little windy today, as you can tell if you look at the trees. But this is what they call Riverwalk. It's got a Juice It Up, Fresh Fill, Modern Market, and a juicery here. Me and Ed's Pizzeria, which is really good. Blast and Brew, which is a brewery with kind of traditional foods, burgers, stuff like that. We've got a Poppy's Mexican, what do they call it? Mexican cuisine, Poppy's Mex Grill. Actually had a chili verde burrito from there yesterday, and it was bomb. All right, there's an available space right here. And then we've got Menchie's Frozen Yogurt. That's the newest attraction in this strip. We've got UPS, Donuts, Chroma Bar, Nail Bar, and I don't know if I said Dutch Bros or not, but that's right up here too. So if you need coffee, that is a place that you might find yourself in line. So we do have another video, actually, we filmed like 3 or 4 months ago on what's around Riverstone. We weren't in the community per se. We were kind of showing all of these places up here at Riverwalk in depth. Actually, we interviewed Forrest, who is the GM at Blast and Brew. We interviewed one of the employees at Freshville Motor Market. I will actually link the description to that video below. Like, they are widening Avenue 12, which is the street right up here where I'm going to flip a U. Hopefully I can flip a U. I guess we're gonna find out together, guys. But right up here, this is Avenue 12, okay? So I'm going to do what this guy is doing, hopefully, and flip a U. All right, they are widening the road on Avenue 12, though. That is partially what all this commotion is, guys. Honestly, it's maybe a slight inconvenience today, but it's long-term, what is it? Short-term sacrifice for long-term gratification. I don't know what I'm even talking about, but all right. Now, this is going right back the way that we just came, okay? We just came through here, all right? So we're going back. We are on Market Avenue, heading west, all right? This is the main street through Riverstone, the first and main street through Riverstone. Something pretty cool about this community that we'll talk about later is that there are lots and lots of parks throughout the community. With each builder, they include a park, so there are many parks, and regardless of which builder you choose out here, you can actually use any of the parks, so that's pretty nice. And then right back up here to the lodge, which we just took a kind of an in-depth tour of on my right. Now, something I want to mention, I'm just going to make a quick little detour right here, because if you guys like Halloween, if you celebrate it, if you like Christmas, I'm telling you guys, this is the place for you to live. This street right here has signs out here on the evening of Halloween, October 31st, road closed, guys. And it is like what you see in the movies out here. We're not going to drive all around this neighborhood because I want to show you guys more of the community, not just the neighborhood. But it's a really pretty neighborhood, actually, with a lot of really pretty homes. But this is the neighborhood where you have hundreds, if not thousands, of people. And people in this neighborhood, sellers, some of them buy the king-size candy bars. In fact, one person posted on Facebook, I spent $1,000 on king-size candy bars and I am out within 2 hours. So that is insane, guys. Are you Halloween people? Do you guys enjoy the holidays? If you do, this is a place to move, guys. And another reason that it's very festive, well, not a reason, but something that's very festive about it is all these olive trees lining the center of the street here, all the way down Market Avenue, are lit up. In fact, you can see, if I go slow enough, the lights on the trees. Not sure if you can see that. They are still wrapped, and we are in April, but they're not on except for around the holidays, which is kind of cool. So now, as we continue west on Market Avenue, guys, over here on my left-hand side, south side of the road, that is the first of 2 elementary schools in the community. This is Stone Creek Elementary. It's a TK through 6, I believe, rated relatively high. There are quite a few students at that campus, though, which is why they are almost finished with the 2nd elementary school in the community, which we are going to drive to at some point on this tour. We're going to be there in a few. But that's also an elementary school. So we're going to eventually have 2 elementary schools in this community. And that second school, which we're going to see later, I'll talk later on that, but it's going to be open in August of this year, 2026. So now you'll notice how beautiful the grounds are in this community. Everything is well manicured, maintained. It's very clean. If there's a dead tree, it is replaced very, very quickly. This community is really superb compared to some neighborhoods I've seen. There is a very low HOA out here, which I will also talk about later. But for now, just enjoy the tour. And actually, where I'm driving, so there's two reasons to what I'm doing here. The first thing I'm doing is I'm driving around to I'm just showing you the community so you can see what it looks like as we drive through. But also, I'm taking you to where the second lodge is going to be built. So you just saw the first lodge, right? You just saw the first lodge with the pool and the gym and all of that jazz. Well, there are actually plans for 3 different lodges to be built in this community. Now, I don't know if they're going to be called Lodge 2 and Lodge 3. That's not very original, but I have, could be, right? But regardless, there's going to be 3 clubhouses, if you will. That's a more vague term. We'll call it clubhouse. Going to be 3 of them, guys. So the second one is supposed to be breaking ground later this year and opening next year or early 2028. That's what I have been told. This wall over here on the right-hand side with the concrete sidewalk, that's all new. That's all happened within the last couple of weeks. But this dirt field right up here, in fact, let me pull over and I'll show it to you. This, actually, I don't need to pull over. I can show you with the drone, but this dirt field right here that you're seeing on your screen right now, this is where the second lodge is planned to be built. So there's no real info on that yet, but what I know about it so far is that it's supposed to be more of a rec space. It's supposed to have, obviously, another pool, a much larger fitness center, because the one that you just saw is a little bit on the smaller side. And it's going to have, I've heard pickleball courts, basketball. Now, I don't know if all that's 100% accurate, but that's the talks that I've heard. But either way, if you do buy a home on the west side of the community, then you don't have to get in your car and drive to the lodge that we just saw. You can just head to this one. So it's going to be nice, guys. Once that's done, it's going to be really, really nice. Now, something else, that I want to talk about is the third lodge. There's hardly any info on that yet, except for where it's going to be, and it's going to be in the south portion of this community, which is where all the new building and construction is happening. So we are just now getting into the newest portion of the community, and you will be able to tell because you will see roads that are not done yet, you will see landscaping that's not installed, and homes that are not built. So we're heading south, by the way, into this new section here. You see the golf cart that just went by? This is actually a golf cart community. I actually sold a home out here that came with a golf cart. It was kind of cool. I mean, if you bought one because you live in this community, then you move out of the community, maybe your new neighborhood doesn't really have the golf cart scene like this one has. No golf course, guys. Well, there is two very close to here, but not in the community. But this is a golf cart community without the golf course, so kind of interesting. Pretty cool, though. So I'm just kind of showing you guys around. Still, I hope this isn't boring, guys. I just want you to see what this place looks like as you drive around. So we are heading right now to the newest school. I want you guys to take a peek at it, see where it's at out here. And then from there, I think what we'll do is head back up to the Fur Baby Park. It's called Central Park. We're going to be there in a few. And then you will have seen kind of the whole loop of the community, and then we'll dive into some more specifics. So over here on the right hand side, guys, is the new school. These are the new baseball fields that you can see. see, maybe you can see it this way a little better. So this is what's going on out here, guys. It is crazy how much they're doing out here. I mean, when I moved out here almost 2 years ago, I thought, man, I told my wife, I said, wow, we're like in the very back, you know, we're like in the very back of the community. Now we're like in the middle of the community, right? And we haven't moved our house. Our house is in the same spot, but we're in like the middle of the community when before we were at the very edge. And that's just because the growth that is continuing out here. Now you'll notice in the new area, these are some trees on the side that are not olive trees. I think was it a Chinese pistache? Is that what they call it? I can't remember. I think that's what these are. The olive trees are in the middle still of the roads out here. I think all these trees came with the land, so they are using them wisely, guys, because we all know how expensive and messy olive trees can be. But it is a nice community. So later in the video, we are going to talk about a couple of interesting facts. We're going to talk about, you know, what the water situation's like out here, because that's a big topic I get asked not anytime, but oftentimes I mention to people, have you guys considered Riverstone? And the question I get is, oh, I heard the water's terrible. I heard the water's expensive. I heard that the trash is expensive. You know, I heard there's HOA and we don't want an HOA. And, oh, Riverstone is in Madera. That's just way too far from Fresno. I work in Fresno. It's just too far. I mean, there's a lot of things that I hear about this community and why people don't want to explore it. And honestly, I don't care I do care where somebody moves, as long as it's like a nice, safe neighborhood that they're happy with. But it doesn't necessarily make a difference to me which community somebody chooses. If someone says, nope, I want to be in Clovis, then perfect, we'll move to Clovis. That's not a big deal. What I just want to make sure of is that the area that you choose is the right area, because that's ultimately where you're going to be planting your roots and growing the family and doing all the fun stuff, right? So I just want to make sure it's the right thing for you. But it doesn't make any difference if Riverstone's not your cup of tea. It's not everybody's, and that's perfectly fine. But I do at the same time want to address these concerns. So here in a little while, once we get done with the tour, I will talk on all of that stuff and put some of those concerns to rest, and maybe share with you a couple of things that you didn't know about Riverstone and some stuff that I wish I would have known before. Not a deal breaker, not that we wouldn't have purchased here anyways, just some things that would have been nice to have known. So stick with me, guys. We're heading to the dog park and we'll be there in just a second. Really quick, guys, this right here to my left is the back of Stone Creek Elementary. That's the first school that we saw. We came through the other side and now we're coming through the back. And now it's a straight shot to the Fur Baby Central Park. We'll be there in a sec. All right, so I'll actually hop out real quick and show you guys what this looks like really quick. You're seeing it in the drone footage actually, but I want you guys to see more than the drone footage. So check this thing out. So it's really nice out here, and this also lets me kind of shake it around a little bit more too. So Central Park is like a super catchy name in my opinion. The first time I heard it, I was like, wow, Central Park, like Central Park in New York. So look at this. So here it is. Now notice how wide the sidewalks are. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier or not, but just this is kind of consistent through all the main areas throughout the community. It's very, very clean out here though. I'm serious, it is super clean out here all the time. So now check this out. big barks, right? You must be 25 pounds or greater to play in this area. And you must be less than 25 pounds to play in this area. You can come out here and hang out, and we've got some picnic tables, and let your fur babies run all over creation out here. Get the energy out, guys. Even like 20 minutes is way better than being cooped up in the house. Something interesting is, I'm gonna guess it's about 70 degrees today. Nice breeze, nice clear blue sky today. It is about 4 o'clock, and guess how many fur babies are here right now? Precisely 0, guys. And there are, this park does get used. Don't get me wrong, it does get used. But you would think, okay, a couple thousand homes in the community, you would assume that, oh my God, I can't even go to the dog park because there's 1,000 fur babies out there. Not the case, guys. I mean, it is a very, very active community, to be honest with you. In fact, I have 2 huskies, Luna and Yeti. We don't even really come up here that often. We have, but we really don't that often. You know, we oftentimes will take them on walks instead. Otherwise, you got to put them in the car, drive them up here, depending on where you live. This is near the start of the community, which is on the east side. But from where I'm at, I'm kind of on the back side there. You know, it would be like a 20 to 30 minute walk just to get here. And then once they're here, they're tired already, or probably not, because they're very energetic huskies, guys. But whatever, who honestly cares what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter. It gets used, not that much. So if you want to come out here, you could probably do so without the fear of having all these other fur babies around your fur baby if your puppy is not the most socialized. So just food for thought. We do have walking trails out here too, actually. Since we're here, I'm actually gonna just walk right down here and show you kind of the start of one of the trails. So pretty cool. They do have the poopy bags and stuff like that too. If you forget yours, they've got them here. Look at the community though, check it out. Like, it just looks really clean. You know, it's very, very nice, very clean. Over here, we've got a trailhead, right? So this is what they call Old Farm Trail at Riverstone, guys. If you weren't sure where we're at today, we're at Riverstone. So kind of a graveled trail. It'll take you down kind of in a loop, sort of around those trees. You can see the trail kind of out that way there. But it's a pretty long walk, you know, it's a good little walk. What I love about this place, by the way, is that I walk Luna and Yeti all the time, and we rarely ever take the same route. You know, it's always different neighborhood, different sidewalks, different paths. You know, there's always different stuff to see versus just the same old boring circle around the block, you know? So it's nice, it's nice. Something that we like about it out here. So, anyways, if you guys have questions, by the way, reach out to us. And if you're thinking about making a move here, it doesn't have to be Riverstone. We help people all over the valley. In fact, we've had listings, you know, even on the coast, like Castroville area. So it doesn't necessarily have to be this area, but let us know if we can help you guys. If you guys have a question on this community, or any community for that matter, just let us know. Let me see if I can get in before I get ran over, guys. No, that guy's not coming. So, all right, let's keep going. All right, guys, so real quick, as I'm driving around the community, I mentioned that there's parks like in every neighborhood. So I actually stopped off at one of these just to kind of show you an example of what this looks like. And then here are a few other parks too, that I'll show you actually right now. So as you can see, many of these parks are meant for adults. Many of them are meant for kids, relaxation, parties. Every park's got kind of a little different theme out here. But it's really, really a cool place. I mean, check this out. For kids, like, if you are the young family with little ones, you know, growing, all of that, this is absolutely the place. I'm telling you guys, super cool. Got barbecues right over here. It's really, really nice. So it's lit up at night out here with lots of lights and stuff. And I mean, this thing looks like, I actually, as an adult, I low-key want to climb on this thing. This looks like lots of fun. Look at this. I mean, I don't even know where to begin on this thing, but like, it is something. I'm telling you guys, it's really, really cool. And like, imagine if you were that house, like right there. You know, you've got this basically in your backyard. Like, how cool is that? There's all sorts of homes being built right across the way here. It is really cool. The HOA out here monthly is $124.18 per month. So it is actually relatively low in the grand scheme of things compared to other communities. And it is well justified, in my personal opinion, for all that you get out here. And you get all the parks, all the amenities that we've seen so far. It's a very clean community. There are breakdowns of where all of your dollars and pennies are going each month in the community. But I'm telling you, it is really, really nice out here. So actually, there's another park right on the next street over. I'm gonna show you that one too. It's pretty cool as well. Okay, so here's another park. It's actually like one neighborhood or so, one or two neighborhoods over. But this is one that's more geared toward adults, kind of relaxing, stuff like that. So let me show it to you. This kind of gives you an example. As you can see that there's no jungle gyms or slides or crazy cool stuff like the last park for kids to climb on or anything. But you still have your barbecues if you want to come up here and use the grills and do a birthday for your kids, things like that. It is covered here, which is really nice. There's actually 6 different grills out here. So, you know, very, very nice. You know, it's very nice. It's at nighttime, it's lit up, illuminated everywhere. You got these built-in little ping pong and foosball out here. So really cool. You can kind of get an idea of what it looks like out here. So there are 8 or 10, maybe 12 parks now in all of Riverstone. I mean, obviously we're not gonna look at all of them, but I wanted to just show you a couple of examples of what they look like firsthand. Aside from what you saw in the drone footage, I just wanted you to kind of see firsthand the differences here. So kind of cool, guys. So let's keep going. All right, guys, so thanks for watching the video this far. I want to dive into some really specific things right now. In fact, I'm going to pull up my personal water bill, trash bill, and PG&E bill for my home. My house is right around 2,200 square feet. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath, single-story house. And I just want to give you an idea of what it actually costs. You know, I've got clients all the time that say, hey, we pay $500, $600, $800 a month in PG&E. Does the solar really help? So let me dive into that and show you guys kind of firsthand what it looks like for us. So let me kind of pull that up and show it to you guys really, really quick. We've actually never done this before, but I think it is important and that you guys need to know. So right here, guys, this is our bill for this current month. This is through April 9th, so March to April. We have been running the AC. Honestly, we've been running the AC a little bit because it gets a little warm. We've also been running the heater a little bit at night because we've got our girls. So this is what it is, guys. What you will find here is the current bill is $49.45. We purchased the solar on our home, so there is no solar lease payment or anything. We do own the solar outright. So $49.45, and what you'll see is that, let's see, electric charges this month are $23. I'm not sure how this is broken down, to be honest with you. Who understands PG&E? All I know is the bill's under $50, which is crazy to heat and cool this house. And we have a gas stove, gas water heater, and the heater on the house is gas as well. So all of those things combined to operate the home for a month is $49.45 a month, okay? Now, are you thinking, wow, like that's crazy cheap, guys? I'm used to paying so much more than that. Keep in mind, we did purchase the solar up front. So we've been here 2 years. Our solar was, I think, $19,350, something like that. It was right around $20,000. So yes, with $50 bills each month, I mean, what is that? $600 a year to operate the house. We're saving probably $300 to $500 a month that we would be spending without it. So if my math is right, in around 3 to 4 years, we'll actually be net positive on the investment of solar. So yes, it is worth it. These homes, aside from being very energy efficient, the homes are built energy efficient, but all the appliances are new, the AC is new, it's the latest technology, so things are efficient. So hopefully that kind of puts that to rest. I don't know if I mentioned, our house is about 2,200 square feet, single story, 4-bed, 3-bath. And that's what it runs. So if you are charging a Tesla or an electric vehicle here, if you decide to put in a pool, of course, that's going to change. Actually, one last thing I wanted to talk about, though. I only told you a portion of this. I'm sorry. Let me go back. The annual true-up, actually, I think is due this month, unfortunately, and it's $829 for the year, okay? So what that means is we used more power than the panels made. We used $800 more than the panels made, so we have a bill for $829. So $829 plus around $50 a month, we'll call it $1,400 for the year, divided by 12 puts us at a little over $100 a month. Honestly, for a home this size, I still think it is actually fantastic. So when you're buying a house too, if you're used to paying, $2,000 in rent plus $600 in PG&E, if you buy a new house that's $3,000 a month, well, you have to factor that in. You're used to paying $2,000 plus $6, when now you might be paying, $3,000 minus what you're used to paying in PG&E, if that makes any sense. We can talk more about that. All right, next thing up, I want to talk about trash. All right. Trash out here is, let me see what the heck is going on with trash. Trash is $204. I believe this is a every other month bill. This is an every other month bill. Is this every month? Yes, it is. It's April, May. Oh, I guess it's 3 months actually. I'm sorry. I always get so confused, guys. This one is quarterly. It's $204 a quarter, which comes out to about a little under $70, $65, $68 a month on trash. Red Rock is the trash company that picks up your cans out here every single week. Now, when I say every single week, the actual waste bin, that truck comes every single Friday. The blue and the green alternate every other week. So the green bin, the yards are small enough out here, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't get that full except for certain times of the year when the gardener's picking up leaves, trimming trees, things like that. It gets a little full. But the recycles sometimes will get a little full. If you're like me, you shop at Costco, you got lots of big boxes, you break them down. The can will get a little bit full after 2 weeks, but it works for us. It's not that big of a deal. But that's kind of the way it works out here. Something we didn't know that we know now that doesn't really matter. It's just something that's different than Fresno where we used to live. So that is that. Now, the big one, dun dun dun, water. Let me show you what the water runs out here. The water is every other month. All right. Every other month, guys. So our water bill is $314.05. That is for 2 months. All right. I don't know how that compares to what you're paying currently, but $314, which is about $157 per month. That's what it's running currently. Mind you, we do have real grass in the front, real grass in the back. We have lots of real plants in our backyard. We have 2 daughters that we give baths to frequently. Obviously, we shower, and we just live life pretty normal here, right? We're not necessarily trying to be drought resistant with our yard or anything like that. So your bill could be less, but it is, I think, a little more expensive than it runs in Fresno where we were at before. So we were a little bit surprised when we got our first couple of bills. I thought, wow, this is a little expensive, in our opinion. But at the same time, it's all relative. You're saving on PG&E and everything else. So, it all kind of is sort of a wash, if you will. I don't put that much thought into it necessarily. We just kind of live our lives, we pay the bill, and we just kind of move on, right? So I think that's kind of all you can do. You can try to conserve water here and there, which we all should be doing anyways. But that is what the water runs. Now, there have been lots of questions and concerns because back in 2018, when this community first started, there were issues with water and where the water is going to come from, and is it going to dry up out here? And I've got brown water and my water smells like sulfur and all these different things. What I can say from firsthand experience in living here for almost 2 full years, we have had zero problems with the water quality. We have had no brown water, no stinky water, and no issues on where the water is going to come from. So I think there's a water treatment plant actually going in like across the street out here. I think it's very, very close to being finished, which is going to help the water out here. I think we're actually on private water out here as well. But there's no issues with the water from my personal experience. I'm telling you this as a friend, like I would not have purchased out here, moved my family out here if that was a concern of mine personally. So, with all of that, I hope it's helpful. I want to go to the map really quick, show you guys where we actually are, and then we will call it a day today. All right. So, actually, one last thing. I did talk on the HOA earlier when I was at the park. It is just under $125 a month out here. There are some people that think there's 2 and 3 HOAs out here. Everybody pays $124.18 a month, with the exception of 2 gated communities out here, neither of which we're talking about on this channel, nor are you likely to buy in because they're built out. They're not doing new homes out there. There's a couple resales for sale, but that's don't even worry about that. So forget those communities. 90% of people out here pay $124.18 a month. It covers all the amenities, the cleanliness of the park, all the events at the lodge. Like, it covers a lot of stuff, guys. A gym membership at GB3 is, $40-50 a month for one person, I think now. So it is a very well justified HOA. It does not feel HOA-ish out here. So there's a lot of things we can talk about in terms of the HOA. The plans have to be submitted within 6 months of closing. But the HOA is very lenient. If you just communicate with them, they're very, very cool. We have had no issues, really whatsoever. A couple little things, but I left my trash cans out one time, got a thing in the mail. One time I had a bunch of pots stacked up on my porch that we were going to move to the backyard, and I got a thing in the mail saying, hey, you can't have all those pots, which was excessive in all honesty at the moment. So, but aside from that, no problems out here, guys. No parking restrictions to our knowledge whatsoever. So a very, very good place to live and to raise a family. Let's go to the map. Where is Riverstone, guys? Where is this place? You talk about it and everything else. Where the heck is it, right? Is that what you're thinking? Well, hey, if that's what you're thinking, you got questions, we got answers, right? So there's Riverstone right there. Let me do a bird's eye 30,000 foot up in the air view. Here we go. California is right there. We're going to zoom it right back in. We've got the Central Coast over here, which is this cove on the left-hand side of your screen. Inland, about 2.5 hours will get you to Fresno County and Clovis, all of these areas here. Actually, you'll see some other stuff on the screen here, like Old Fig Garden. We're going to talk about that in another video. That's an old area with really beautiful homes on big lots. Kind of a different vibe, County Island type of feel. Clovis, we've got lots of videos on Clovis, many more coming. We've got the Woodward Park area up here in North Fresno, Clovis Unified School District area kind of up there. Riverstone, though, if you know where Fresno is and you know where the biggest shopping hub in the area is, River Park. We talk about it all the time. We got a full hour-long video vlog of River Park. That's where the Costco's at. We are about 8 to 10 minutes north of there, just past the Fresno Madera County line, right up this way. All right, you hop on 41 at Friant, go northbound. You pass by Valley Children's Hospital, which is very, very close to this community, which is another fantastic thing about living here. If you got little ones, you've got one of the best children's hospitals in the area right here within a couple of minutes, which is awesome. Right next to that, by the way, there is Valley Golf Center. It's a par 3 course with a really, really nice driving range. That's pretty nice. But you can go up to Avenue 12, which is where you saw the flag barn right in the very beginning, first 10 seconds of this video. But the way we typically go is we get off right here. Okay, see all this curvature right here? We get off right here, guys, at Children's Boulevard. We shoot across over here. We take Lane's Bridge right across. All right, and then we wind up on Avenue 10, and then in we go, right? Let me make that a little more clear. We get off at Children's Boulevard, right? Come up here, take that across. You turn northbound from Children's onto Lanes Bridge. Northbound, you go left on Avenue 10. That takes you right into the back of the community, which saves you from all the traffic. And this whole area here is Riverstone. It looks like kind of a shoe if you turn it sideways. It's that right there, which you see on the screen up here. This is Riverstone, okay? So if you come in the back way that I just explained, you don't have to deal with any congestion in terms of traffic at Avenue 12 and Highway 41. Now, there are plans just announced actually within the last couple of weeks for Highway 41 to be widened from Avenue 10 all the way to 15, which is out past Tesoro Viejo, the next master plan community northbound of here, a couple of miles. And then as you saw earlier in the video, we talked about how they are currently widening Avenue 12. That whole scene, guys, that you guys saw where I flipped to you earlier and they were widening the road is right here. Riverwalk is to the right there. And then we drove all around this community, guys. You saw the lodge, you saw Stone Creek Elementary, we saw where the new lodge is going to be, which is actually right over in this area, right? That right there, the pin I just placed, this is what we saw earlier. This is where the new lodge is going to be built, okay? So that's pretty exciting. Anybody who lives here or looking to move here is excited about it because it's going to be like a whole new territory that opens up. If you've ever played video games as a kid, you know, like these car games, you kind of unlock a new territory. That's what it's like out here, guys. It's pretty exciting stuff. So there's just so much goodness happening out here that this is a great time to buy out here, right? The new school that we saw are these buildings right here. It's crazy that they've already got them on the map. This is the new school. We have toured all of this, guys. We made our way all the way back through the community to the Fur Baby Park, which is right up where this pin's at, right there. And we have seen a lot of other stuff besides that. So if you have any questions on moving to Riverstone, or if you already live in this community and you have some questions, reach out to us, guys. Our info is right here on your screen. We are your guide, your resource, your everything Riverstone. Let us know anytime if we can help you. We want to help you make the right move the first time. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and stick around because next week we got more content coming your way. Thanks for watching.